Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And in case you are in Kenya, please, today I want to check the county you are watching from. So just let me know in the comment section. Raila Odinga today held a rally, series of them, in Kiambu County. And those rallies actually caught Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto off guard. And as a matter of fact, the entire Kenya Kwanza brigades are still in shock. In this video, I want us to do a critical analysis of Raila Odinga's rally in Kiambu. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button, because what we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing you can do is to subscribe. Just do it. I'm giving you around 2 seconds to subscribe, so that anytime we produce a video, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Mr. I don't know whether to mention your name. I received your coffee, which I am very grateful for. Now, let us get back to the main issue. I have always opined on this particular platform that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. When Raila Odinga decided to announce that he was going to Nakuru and Kiambu for his final rallies, personally, I thought that Raila Odinga was joking. And I asked myself whether someone somewhere was actually misadvising Raila Odinga, because I knew so well that he was not going to be received well in Nakuru. Indeed, his rally in Nakuru exceeded expectations. Again, in Kiambu, I thought Raila Odinga was going to be messed up. But again, the rallies were successful in Kiambu. As a matter of fact, Kenya Kwanza brigades were shocked. And at some point, they tear-gassed the rally. At some point, they pulled down the dais. Now, this is what happened. Raila Odinga and his team arrived in Kiambu County in a low-profile way. They went straight to a hotel there called Sahara Hotel, where they converged. And you could tell, like in this vehicle, you can see Kalonzo Musyoka and other Azimio leaders arriving. But from the body language, you can clearly tell that these guys are actually not very sure on what to expect. And then at some point, now Raila Odinga arrived. And as you can see from the video there, Raila Odinga also arrived in a low tone. You know, they were, I think something was running in their mind. What do we expect? Are we going to be received well or not? So they took whatever, whether breakfast or whatever, or had a short strategy meeting, and then they embarked on this journey. The journey was designed in one of the best ways, like the one they designed for Kisii, if I remember, because for Kisii, they also had those stopovers culminating into the bigger one. So they first of all began their major rally, their first rally at Ruaka.
Asanteni sana. Hey. Hey.
And the arrival there is what shocked these people, because they never imagined that Raila Odinga was going to be welcomed the way they did. So very quickly, Kenya Kwanza decided that the next stop, which is Kiambu, we are not going to allow them to have their rally. So after Ruaka, these guys went to Kiambu town. So here they planned things. So when Raila Odinga's convoy arrived and Wajakoya was actually the one speaking, then from nowhere, someone threw tear gas.
polisi, wacha kuletea kwa wananchi wewe. Wacha kuletea kwa polisi. Wacha kuletea kabisa wewe. Hii mkutano ni amani. Hii mkutano ni amani wewe. Wacha kuleta ufala kwa mkutano. Hii mkutano si ya kufurugu. Tunakuomba tafadhali. Wewe polisi umetumwa hapa kufuruga hii mkutano. Sisi ni watu wa amani. Hii mkutano ni amani. Hatutaki furugu sisi. Tafadhali, enda na yote yanasema kwa mbali sana.
And because these guys were initially they were not very sure, you could see people like Wajakoya trying to hide their inside their cars, but then they realized that actually it was a tear gas which had been thrown into them to disperse them. Funnily, despite that, the residents braved tear gas and listened to them. That was a very strong statement. Then from there, they went to Ruiru town. Again, the reception was good. Remember the last campaign, Ruiru town, they were kicked out. I think it was Isaac Mwaura who organized their stoning in the last election. This time around, they were received well in Ruiru town. Then now, their last rally was supposed to be Githurai. And for those who follow the politics of this country, Githurai used to be one of William Ruto's preferred stopovers. So they said, in Githurai, you guys are not going to address the residents. So the first thing they did was to pull down the dais. Early enough, it was pulled down. But you could tell that the people who pulled the dais down were just a few people here and there. They were overpowered, they took off. Then after that, another group with placards bearing the image of Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto also came.
We want peace! We want peace! We want peace! We want...
And you could easily tell that these guys were paid, because there's no way someone can go with placards printed, you know. But when Raila Odinga and his brigade arrived in Githurai, it also erupted. So basically, Kenya Kwanza brigades in Kiambu were shocked that Raila Odinga and his team were finally received well. But why do you think they were shocked? Because that is the objective of this analysis. Again, I want to ask you to just stay a little longer so that you can listen to why Kenya Kwanza is actually shocked. Allow me, first of all, now to talk about two incidences which took place today in this country. Number one, Silas Jakakimba, who is one of Raila Odinga's close associates, who has served Raila Odinga as one of the personal assistants, resigned. And as a matter of fact, Jakakimba is just following the normal trend. Because if you look at Jakakimba, you know, some other people can say, oh, Raila betrayed me, oh, Raila betrayed me. But if you look at Jakakimba, his resignation is actually motivated by the desire to work with government. Jakakimba started working for Raila Odinga as a personal assistant when Raila Odinga was a member of parliament for Langata. When Raila Odinga became prime minister, Jakakimba served at that highest level. You get? When that was 2007, during the Nusumkate, again, he has been around Raila Odinga all that along. So he resigned today. Maybe I'll need to do a proper analysis, because as someone who has been operating within Azimio, within Raila Odinga at some point, I know that at some point he was actually kicked out. I don't know how he managed to come back, or he's still just using the association to claim that he was working for him. The other thing which also happened was the 7 ODM Rebel MPs addressed a press conference announcing that they were not going to attend the mandamanos. I don't know why they decided to do that, because, for example, they are saying that they will not allow those mandamanos to take place in their constituencies. I don't know how Ojienda is going to stop Azimio rallies in Kisumu, for example. And if anything, if you look at Ojienda and Raila Odinga's politics, I don't think there's any contribution he has actually made. He has never represented ODM in court. He has never. He has never participated in earlier rallies, but now I don't know why he decided to call for a press conference. Sometimes some things we just let go. If I were them, I would not have called for that press conference. But let us get back to the Kiambu visit, which has actually caught Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto off guard. Why do you think these guys are shocked? Number one, Kiambu tour. The tour by Raila Odinga and Azimio brigades to Kiambu has finally managed to create a very good momentum for Raila Odinga and his Azimio brigades. And that momentum is going to help them. For example, if they had gone to Kiambu and failed to attract a crowd, then you would have easily concluded that the Kikuyu nation are not with them. The fact that these guys were welcomed in Kiambu, the fact that these guys tear gassed the residents, the residents still came out, despite the fact that in Nakuru, for example, people were rained on waiting to listen to Raila Odinga. The fact that the dais in Githurai was pulled down, the residents there still managed to listen to Raila Odinga. Basically, that is a good momentum. And that's why I said that personally, initially I thought that Raila Odinga made a very wrong move by deciding to go to Kiambu for his final rally. I had thought that the best one would have been to organize another major rally, for example, let's say in one of Raila Odinga's strongholds, maybe Kisumu, maybe Homa Bay. But that proved to be the best decision for Raila Odinga. So they now have the momentum. Number two, Kenya Kwanza is also scared because they wanted to portray this Azimio mass action or demos as Raila versus Kikuyu businesses. And you know, sometimes some things really can unite people. You know, the fact is, if the cost of living is high, it is high. If the cost of living is low, it's low. There's nothing you can do about it. So this guy, the past few days, they've been trying to brand Raila Odinga as keen on destroying the Kikuyu businesses. In fact, yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua was on Kikuyu vernacular radio stations talking about all these things. Their leaders have been talking about Kikuyu things. They've been trying to talk to the Kikuyu business community. But it has failed. The mere fact that these guys turned up to listen to Raila Odinga, ignored attempts to persuade them not to attend, means that their attempt to pit Kikuyus against Raila over this particular issue is not going to succeed. In fact, the fact that Kiambu turned up today, and Kiambu is one of Uhuru Kenyatta's stronghold, and the fact that Kiambu is right at the center of Kenyan politics, it will send very good signals for Raila Odinga to other Mount Kenya regions. So the Kenya Kwanza plan to pit Raila Odinga against the Kikuyus over these demos collapsed today. Number three, why these guys are worried, then it raises the questions about the 2022 presidential election results. You know, so many people believe that Raila Odinga never got the results he got in the entire Mount Kenya, Kiambu being one of them. His rallies were attracting moderate crowd. But the fact that these guys can now embrace him, then it means there are questions which someone somewhere should actually answer. For me, that's also very, very important. There are questions which someone somewhere needs to ask to answer about the IBC results. Remember, one of the demands Raila Odinga is putting on the table is that please open the server. From what we saw today, it means that the question about the servers is actually a legitimate question. Number four, it also proves that Kenya Kwanza support base, the people who voted for Ruto and Gachagua, are actually disappointed with this government. They're actually tired. Why do you think they're tired? William Ruto made promises. Those promises they're not seeing. The cost of living as we speak is high. Businesses are closing down. In Thika town yesterday, someone just played a video of businesses there closing down. People closing their shops because they cannot sell, they cannot pay rent, so they just decided, okay, let me close because the business is actually down. So basically the truth of the matter is that this rally proves that Kenya Kwanza supporters are disappointed, and that's why they are showing or expressing that disappointment through attendance to these particular rallies. And lastly, Kenya Kwanza is also worried about the turnout because this was in Kiambu. And the rallies were organized such that Raila point A, point B, point 3, point D. Then at each of those points was successful. So Kenya Kwanza is actually worried about the possibility of Uhuru Kenyatta's hands. About the possibility of Uhuru Kenyatta's hands in Raila Odinga's tower of the mountain. Who mobilized the crowd? Is it because they are dissatisfied with the Kenya Kwanza government? Is it because they feel that Raila Odinga was right? And why would they be dissatisfied with the Kenya Kwanza? Now, those are the questions now which William Ruto and his team cannot ask themselves away from the cameras. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys. If you watch this video up to this stage, please just know from the bottom of my heart, I really value it. I don't know how you can let me know that you've reached this point, but probably you can just type present, then I'll respond. If you've noted, I respond to those who watch the videos up to this particular point, all of them. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.